What are your plans, your starting plans for year 2019?
Our plans are, after this Dakar, to go 5 rounds of World Cup. It will be in Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan and Morocco. Turkmenistan will go first time, we'll see. We don't know what is in this country and how the terrain looks like, but we'll try to explore this country to know. And this will be fight for the World Cup, and then next year, next Dakar.
Do you already think about Dakar Rally 2020?
It's like this, when you finish one Dakar, you think about next Dakar, and of course now we think how to prepare to the next Dakar to be better and faster, and I will try to make good program for this year to start in next Dakar better prepared.
Rally driver Jakub Przygoński was interviewed by Polish Radio's Klaudiusz Madeja. And it's time for press review now. Over to Eliza Mickiewicz.
Rzeczpospolita looks ahead to next month's conference in Warsaw on the Middle East, which was branded by Tehran as a hostile act towards Iran. According to the Daily, the latest round of diplomatic efforts, including talks in Tehran by Polish Deputy Foreign Minister, have eased the tension surrounding the gathering. Instead of isolating Tehran, the Warsaw Conference is to work out a compromise offer for Iran. Germany, France and the UK are lobbying for a dual-pronged approach on Iran that would threaten Tehran with further sanctions for alleged Iranian assassination plots in Europe, while shoring up the landmark nuclear deal with the Islamic Republic. In its comment on the Warsaw gathering, the Catholic weekly Gość Niedzielny stressed that an anti-Iranian orientation in international politics is against Polish interests. The weekly wonders if Poland is not paying too high a price to Washington in organizing the conference jointly with the United States. The aftermath of the murder of the mayor of Gdańsk is taken up in several weeklies. Referring to some of the Western comments, the weekly Do Rzeczy is highly critical of the Financial Times, which links the crime perpetrated by a man with psychiatric problems to the ruling Law and Justice Party, and what it describes as conservative nationalism. Do Rzeczy writes that an editorial to such a line of reasoning is totally absurd. It is yet another example of a war against Poland, it says. And in one of its articles, Do Rzeczy stresses that claims that the fatal stabbing of the Gdańsk mayor was a politically motivated murder assigned to Law and Justice the role of a moral perpetrator. According to the weekly, the opposition in Poland is tempted to resort to such rhetoric. In an interview for the weekly Wprost, the Speaker of the Senate, Stanisław Karczewski, has no illusions as to the chances for healing the rift in Polish politics. He stresses, however, that the murder of the Gdańsk mayor should make all those who play a prominent role in the country's public life stop and reflect on how to improve the political atmosphere. Interviewed by the same weekly, Waldemar Paruch, head of the Government Center for Strategic Analysis, says that attempts to politicize the tragic events in Gdańsk is the worst scenario for Poland. It was the 27-year-old assailant who served 5 years for bank robbery who killed the city's mayor, and not the political climate. Finally, I move to Gazeta Wyborcza and its interview with Nancy Spielberg, the younger sister of Steven Spielberg, who is the executive producer of a U.S.-Polish docudrama entitled Who Will Write Our History? Based on a book by the American historian Samuel D. Kossoff, it traces the history of a clandestine organization established in Nazi-occupied Warsaw by Emanuel Ringelblum to study and document all aspects of Jewish life in wartime Poland, and to compile an archive that would preserve this history for posterity. Nancy Spielberg praises Polish actors who are cast in the leads, including Piotr Głowacki as Emanuel Ringelblum, and says she's looking forward to meet them during the film's gala premiere in Paris on Sunday to mark the International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Thank you, Eliza, for press review, which brought us to the end of this edition of News from Poland. But you can find us on the website of Polish Radio's external service, thenews.pl. I'm Michał Kubicki in Warsaw. Stay tuned.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? I'm Sławek Szewc. Join me and my co-host to find out about interesting Polish-related developments. Suggest a topic and we'll gladly present the findings of our inquiry and share them on the air. Hit us by email or regular post, english.section@polishradio.pl, or address an envelope to Polish Radio External Service 00-977 Warsaw, Poland. Try us and find out in What's Up, premiered on Sundays at 18:05 UTC.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Polish fusion, Polski fusion, the Polish palate, the Polish quest for taste, pierogi, pizza, kebab, molecular cuisine, tales from the Polish kitchen with Agnieszka Bielawska, Elżbieta Krajewska. Join us every Friday at 20:30 CT.
Welcome to Offside, the program in which we talk about sports while listening to music. I'm Danuta Isler, the host of the feature in which we talk about winners, losers, Olympic sports, as well as unusual and less common disciplines, all while checking out various Polish music releases. Join me in Offside, premiered every Friday at 2040 CET, only on Radio Poland, broadcasting from Warsaw. You're tuned to Radio Poland, broadcasting from Warsaw. Hello and welcome to Balance, a program to bring you the two sides of the coin in business and the economy here in Poland. This is a show where money talks, hosted by me, Danuta Isler. In a magazine this week, cybersecurity currently tops the list of challenges that companies around the world need to overcome. The widespread business digitalization has significantly increased the risk of cyber attacks. And even though we are increasingly dependent on the security of data, according to Krakow-based CyberSec Hub, a staggering 65% of companies in the region do not have any cybersecurity strategy in place. Only half of them make regular data backups, and almost 60% still rely primarily on classic anti-malware software. Meanwhile, entrepreneurs, more than any other professional group, need to be aware that we live in a world where information, not money, is the new currency, said Piotr Kalbarczyk, the director of the cybersecurity department at PKO Bank Polski, which recently partnered with the Atlantic Council for a conference in Warsaw devoted to cybersecurity.
My name is Piotr Kalbarczyk. I am director of cybersecurity department at PKO Bank Polski.
We are talking at a two-day conference co-hosted by your bank and the Atlantic Council, focusing on cybersecurity, all the threats around it, and prevention, if there is anything like prevention even possible.
Well, actually, In cybersecurity, we should never walk alone. It means the sharing information between people who are engaged in cybersecurity, in preventing attacks, protecting IT environments, our businesses is very important.
One of the leading thoughts of the conference talks about Poland's significant potential to become a global leader in cybersecurity.
Yeah, I think it is possible because in Poland we have an army of people, young people, who are well educated and are enthusiasts of cybersecurity. My team consists of such people.
How many?
60.
Is that enough? For a big bank and a big cyber network?
Actually, we started to develop this team almost 7 years ago, and I started with 18 people. So we can see that this development is supported by bank. We have a new structure, we have a possibility to better analyze threats, monitor our IT environment, and we can react faster on situation that we faced during our work.
And what is the biggest challenge for that team? Quite often you ask about challenges, you hear it's money, but this is also kind of like a virtual fight, no? With no borders.
That's right. Complexity of IT environment is the most important. Rapid changes in business, rapid changes in IT, and rapid changes on the adversary side. They use the same technology, they can use the same tools, maybe sometimes better than we do. That's the problem which we see, that our environment is changing very quickly. 4 to 6 months, we have to improve our system, change our rules, see for new methods of protection. That's the problem.
Is it even possible to say who the adversary is? And I'm not even talking geographically, but I don't know, young, old, hackers. We don't even really have a way of knowing who's on the other side and why.
On business level, it is less important because for us, important is to stop the attack, limit the losses for companies, not who is responsible.
And the actual weapon, is it software? Is it computer? Is it somewhere in the cloud? I mean, can you actually talk about the, I don't know if physical is the word.
When we see the kill chain, the scenario how cybercrime operate, we see several phases, and it is not only technology, it is also social engineering, which is very important. To collect information, cybercrime use, for example, social media, where people public information that can be used.
Something?
They post that shouldn't be posted on that media.
But isn't someone monitoring
social media?
Yeah,
we had some. That's very important, and the cooperation between different parts of our bank is very important. We use tools that our PR use to track information which we see about our bank, our employees, about situations, transactions, etc. So it is very important to have a possibility to enrich our data, which consists of data from technical side, from network, from our systems, applications, and also information about business transactions. Connecting this give us possibility to see more.
I'm sure the bank has done research. Are Poles aware of possible threats out there, and do they know what to do with it?
Explanation is complex. I think that we have to back to the history of security. For years we have been taught that security is something special, something secret. Security people train our employees with using fierce technical jargon. So it caused situation in which people started to think we are not responsible for security.
Somebody else's responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
Like it used to be back in the day.
What I would like to say. And of course, this picture of the security in our company organizations were moved to the private life. So in private life, people also think like that. I'm not responsible for security. I expect that somebody else will take care of security. And in case of internet, in case of social media, it is a great mistake, which of course causes situation in which people present information, for example, about their credit cards, pictures with information about CVV that allow attackers to clear their accounts in minutes. That's the problem.
I'm thinking you can't really prevent attacks in a way that you don't know where they are coming from.
Actually, we concentrate on creating systems that will be able to protect themselves.
Software systems or
computer systems and the environments. Of course, there are several roles in the security stack. People have their own role. And here the awareness of threats, awareness of suspicious situations that may be connected with using internet, using social media, mobile phones, etc., is very important. Second thing is the possibility to use modern solutions like, for example, AI, behavioral analytics, and of course it gives us a possibility to react quicker. But sometimes it is very hard to find everything. Systems have their limitations. There is no 100% security. People should know that the risk exists. Based on this risk, we should estimate if it is okay or not okay.
So let's say I'm not one of those people who post my credit card details online. Let's say I'm relatively cautious. You know, I know my PIN numbers and the various codes. I don't write them down. What is it that I can do as a regular Pole? A regular bank user, a regular ATM cards user?
Actually, we are trying to communicate with our customers and share this knowledge how to.
Make it sound like there is a lot of homework to do.
Yeah, of course. But this development of technology, of possibilities that people expect, agility, convenience, this also creates possibilities on the dark side. They have also possibilities to steal our data. Currently, data are the most valuable
commodity.
Yeah, in the internet, not money. Having data, we can do everything what we want to.
Is there no perfect solution? I don't know, retina scan? DNA samples? That will also make sense commercially in terms of money spent on it.
We use, for example, two-factor authentication, which is important. We use some protection solutions I cannot speak with you about, but we are trying to create a layered security, which consists of people awareness, well-prepared systems, and exchange of information between people who know about threats, about attackers, adversaries, and collecting this information and creating